Debbie with Basket Case Mama Fab Finds, and I am here to do a haul video. And yes, it does seem every time I do a video that I need to adjust the bra straps. I don't know why that is. I have very round shoulders, apparently. They never stay up. Anyway, today we're doing a haul video. I think this is number 20. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And this is stuff that I largely picked up from the thrift shop, the little thrift shop. And I do think I have some stuff that I picked up at a garage sale as well. So we'll see how much we can get through today. But we're just going to go. We're going to start. We're going to start with this guy. And I'm going to try not to hit the phone. But this is a giant octopus squid guy, as you can see. And he is from IKEA. If you ever see these super long tags, they're sometimes cut off because they are super long tags. But this is IKEA, and this tag usually has the name in Swedish of what the animal is. And this is a Blavengod. Pardon my Swedish for all those out there that are Swedish. But he's cute. They have almost always have like the embroidered eyes. They're like very child safe, and they're super cute. And this is pretty big. I'm gonna say he's at least 18 inches, maybe 20. But he's cute, and he would be a great, and he's clean, and he's lovely. He cost 50 cents at the little thrift store, and I'm going to guess he probably is going to go for close to $30. So if you're not familiar, I'm estimating, they're usually educated guesses, but I will pop the actual prices up here should what I say not match what is reality, so that you know that it's actually lower or higher than that. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, but sometimes I'm right. Yeah, sometimes I'm right. So this is a Care Bear. He is vintage, but he's not 1980s vintage, but he is the cute version of the Care Bear bedtime bear, and he does have his original tags. He has the Care Bear tag on his tushy, but he's not. I think the original ones are Mattel. This is, I think, Play something Play, Just Play something, one of those companies. I don't know, but he's from like 2002, I want to say. But he's in excellent condition. Now, with stuff that's tags, even though it's technically new, it's not ever been played with. I didn't, I found this at a thrift store. I'm not the original owner. I didn't buy it new. So I do list it as pre-owned, very good or excellent condition, original tags still attached. So I do let people know that. So like when I do my listings, they're almost always, I don't like to do excellent on anything because they were in a thrift shop. They may have the slightest little bit of imperfection, like because they're not new. So I tend to usually put, if it's excellent, it's in pristine condition, and I've established that. But most everything else is either very good or good condition. If it's got some wear, it's good condition. If it's in minimal wear, like really nice condition, it's very good. And then I put in the description, very good, like it's used, very good. And then it says, see pictures, read details below. And if there's something specific that I want to let them know I spotted, like there's a teeny bit of paint loss, on one corner, or there's a little bit of wear on his foot, or there's a tiny spot, here, whatever, I will put that in that part of it, just in that very good description, and also in my big written description. This way they see it when they search without going into the description right away. So there's no question, because some people never read your descriptions, never. And then they'll return it. Well, there's a spot on it. Well, it said it was a spot on it. It clearly said, no, you said it was in very good condition. Well, it was, but there was a small spot. So even if it's in the pictures, they don't look at all the pictures. So I just like to put it in that part. That way I know they hopefully have at least read that much of it, that it's in very good, and there's one little thing. So it just tries to cut down on returns wherever I can. With clothing, you're still going to get returns for not fitting all the time. It's my biggest nemesis. I have something coming back right now that didn't fit, and they have to pay the return shipping on that kind of stuff, but it's still just, I wanted to leave and go to the person's house and stay at the person's house. I just don't need it back. But I want it back if they're not, I'm not going to refund money and let them keep it, but it is what it is. And this is Bambi. And Bambi is very tall, and Bambi has a really old Disney tag, as you can see here. So I'm going to guess this is probably from the very early part of the, it's made in Korea, so it's definitely probably from the mid-70s when Disney World opened, because Disney World is on the tag. But he's got the big plastic eyes, which are in pretty good condition. There's a teeny little scratching. There's a little bit of scratching on him, but not generally good. He's got a little dirt over his eye, so he has to be hand washed. So we'll get the borax out and some detergent and give him a little wipe down and scrub up. But otherwise, he's in really good condition. There's some wire in his legs, and he will stand up. His legs are like faux leather. I would imagine they're faux leather. Yes, I think so. I'm thinking so. So is his nose. But unlike most faux leather, look how good that is. His nose is great. That, whatever that is holding up very well. Noga hide. It's probably what it is, too. Anyway, he's cute. He is easily 18 inches tall, and in really good condition. So, Disney is Disney. But because he's old and vintage, and he's really old, he's not just like 20 years old, he's, 50 years old. I'm going to say that and he's decent size, he's probably going to be $35, maybe $40. It could go for more, but that's my guess right there. So, and here's another guy who's a little old. You can always tell by the eyes. He's got the sad, I don't know, he might be Sad Sam. I'd have to look him up, but he's definitely got the Sad Sam eyes. He's a Dakin. There's specific Sad Sam and Sally, I think, that are by, I don't even know who off the top of my head. But this is 1983, so this is also pretty old. He's got the little Sherlock Holmes. He's a Basset Hound. He's cute. So he's of the idea, and I think, is his nose heart-shaped? So it kind of looks heart-shaped, doesn't it? I just think it's the way the fur is going, but it's super cute. So, and he's smiling despite the sad eyes. So he's darling, and I'm gonna guess probably $15-$20, maybe a little more, but who knows. I found some really good vintage. This is from the little thrift shop where everything's 50 cents, and I don't always find really good vintage, but sometimes you go and you find the coolest things. And he is Humpty Dumpty. He's sat on the wall. He's got like satin collar, which is awesome, and he's by Cuddle Classics, which is Commonwealth Toys. He's from 1993. I'll show you the back because it does say Commonwealth on there. I like Commonwealth. And whenever I pick it up, whenever I see it, I do pick it up. It's, not the fastest seller, but it's pretty cute. He does have a little schmutz on him, so he'll get a little bath, because, he's old. He's got stuff on him. But all this probably will come off pretty easily. And if it doesn't, I'll disclose it. But usually, I mix a little detergent, like hand wash, like detergent, clothing detergent, with a little borax, with a little dish detergent, and a little warm water, and I just put it on a white cloth and scrubby, and then I try to rinse a little bit off, and then I just let them air dry for a couple days, and then if I need to, I have a pet brush, like a wire pet brush, and I'll just brush the plush out to just kind of fluff it back to its normal state from being like it kind of mats together a little bit when it's washed. That's all. That's it. Well, that's what I do, and that usually is all it needs, and it's pretty cute and easy. So this guy here is a Silky Terrier. He's so cute. He is by Douglas Toys. This is a more recent tag, so he's not super old so far as I can tell. 2019, so no, but he's cute. And he's a Silky Terrier. He might be a Yorkie. He's not dark enough to be a Yorkie. I don't think he's a Yorkie. I think he's a Silky. But bread and butter, probably 10 to 15, something like that. But again, those that are new, I popped the prices up here so you know what it really is. And this is from, I'm going to guess, Jungle Book. It's also Disney. It's also older. Um, there you go. Look at those yellow eyes. He's in really good condition. And this isn't, I don't think this one's quite as old as the other tag, but it's also an older tag. Maybe early 80s is my guess. There's nothing on here to tell me that. But this one was made in China, so it is more recent as far, but it's an old tag, so I'm going to say probably the 80s. And this one is, I don't remember the character's name. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm going to guess, because it's an obscure character, but it's also Jungle Book's not like the super big popular, most, of the movies of Disney, but I'm going to say he's probably in the $15 to $20 range. Not probably as good as Bambi over there is, but I'll pop it up because it's really hard with Disney. Their stuff is very mass produced, and every now and then you'll get something that's super valuable for reasons that often elude me, and then sometimes, no, it doesn't matter. So this little guy here is a patootie. He's a patootie. There you go. He's a patootie pet. He's a little chick. He might go up on my wall here. I have a little collection of teeny pom pets. But he's by Kelly Toy Russ. So Kelly Toy and Russ are hanging out. I don't know when that happened, but apparently they are. Is there a date? I do not see a date, but it's very, very small writing. Like very small writing. So, but he's probably $5-10 maximum. But he's cute. He's a little duck. And at 50 cents, even that would be still pretty good. Then we have a Lovey. Oh my goodness, look how cute. It's a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Lovey. And it says it says on there, my first Rudolph, I believe. There you go, my first Rudolph. It's got the bumpy Minky top. That's what Minky is. Okay, Minky is the short, like, fleece that's like soft, and minky, it feels like mink. Bumpy are these little textural bumps on them. Satin. It's a poly satin, actually. It's not a silk satin, but it's a poly satin. So it's satin on the bottom, which is good satin. And then if it's the heavier blanket, like the hairier fleece, that's just regular fleece, because that's how I kind of do that. And it does have a Rudolph tag on it, and it is in excellent condition, so probably $15. Might be a little bit more. If it sells near Christmas, probably definitely a little more, but generally not. So these guys are just leather belts, but woven leather belts tend to do well. These are big sizes too, let me tell you. Well, this one's a big size. So they were in great condition, as you can see. There's like it's not tore up there at the end. It's got a solid brass buckle on this one. It is a genuine leather 54-56 belt. So it's a dark brown. So probably $15-20. Belts tend to do pretty well. I thought there was 2 belts in there. I don't know where the other belt went, but it'll turn up. It'll be on another video most likely. But it's the same kind of thing, only with a silver. So this is a Swedish candle holder, candelabra, hand painted. It's got, oh, I thought it had 3. It has 4 arms, and these are called sockets for taper sockets. It's from the 50s or the 60s. It was obviously, as you can see, in a vintage shop or an antique store at some point. And I got it at a yard sale. I want to say I paid $5 for it, and I'm going to say maybe $40, maybe $45. We'll see how it goes. But stuff like that tends to do well. It's like considered folk art. Use folk art, wooden, hand painted, Swedish, 50s vintage, 50s, 60s, all those kinds of things in there. And then people can find it, and that's something that would do well, like for at Christmas because it's red, but it's all year round because it's got flowers on it, and it's just kind of pretty and, you know, kitschy and different. So I like stuff like that, and I hope other people like stuff like that because that means it'll sell, and that's what matters most of all. This is a wall pocket. It's a wicker. It's like flat on the back, and it's like a little wicker. It's a little bent at the bottom, but that's okay because I can unbend it or kind of finagle it. But so it is a little wall pocket with a umbrella handle, and you can put, you know, in a bathroom you can put like washcloths in it, or you could put flowers in it, whatever you wanted to, whatever floated your boat. And I think I paid $2 or $3 for it at the little thrift store, and it'll probably fetch 15 to 20 ish, depending. I'm bringing this onto my lap because there's breakable stuff in here. And I'm just gonna bring out the one. Oh no! What do I hear? I hear crashing noises. Crashing noises. No crashing noises. Okay. Right, there's no crashing noises. It's just the bubble wrap came off this one and it clamped. For that one. So this is my husband and the doggy just woke up. So, oh no, is that broken? No, it's just a little scratch. I was gonna say, oh, I'd be so mad. Because the lady wrapped them up. I got these at a yard sale too. I want to say again, $5 for the whole set. There's 6 of them, made in Japan, and this is Dragonware. It's got the 3-dimensional dragon on it. It's a demi-tasse size tea set or tea set. Comes with saucers, and they're all this gray color, which is cool. There's red ones, there's green ones. I'm gonna probably guess the red ones sell great, but you know, you get what you get. And for this one, that's what I got. So that was and Dragonware does pretty well. I'm going to probably guess if I sell it as a set, probably $60 or $70, which is probably how I'll do it. Just easier. So this is a Sleepy Time Yawning Boy by thru. And again, I got him for $5, which is always good. And usually these go for $45, $50 or more, depending on the person. Some of them will go for hundreds. Some of them go for lots of hundreds, more than 100. So I haven't looked him up yet, Sleepy Boy, but for $5 for thru isn't a good all day long, and I knew that, so I bought it because it was good all day long, and that's all that mattered to me. And then this guy is Birds Just Do Well. Look at him, he's so cute. He's a magpie, and they're cute to look at. Magpies can be very annoying as birds go because they're kind of loud. But he's bohem, and he's made in the USA. He's a fledgling magpie, so he's a baby, but he's got big feet, so he's going to grow up big, like a dog, right? No, I don't know, but he's really cute. He's on a log. Probably 25, maybe a little bit more, because he's made in USA and he's older, but these little teacups are so fragile, and they keep clinking, and it's making me terribly nervous. So, but sorry about that. I'm down there trying to make them not clink. So, but those are, you know, those are very good, and I would say, you know, that's a decent amount of things. So I'm going to throw some of those off my desk for a minute so I can get to this little bag here. Sorry, that's probably making tons of noise to you because the speaker is very close to it. So let me move that away. Sorry. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle in your ear, I'm sure. It's terrible. But I also picked up this bag of ornaments. I'm going to say I paid $5 for the whole bag. She had them priced up, but the more you bought, the more you got discounts. And I got some good prices on these. This has got some schmutz on it, but it's just a little vintage wooden Santa block, like a kid's block ornament. And for all these, $5 to $7, but sometimes $10 to $15. And again, depending, I will put them up here. I didn't see anything marked with anything helpful. This is a nativity ornament. Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus. That's made in China, so I'm going to say it's probably 1980s. They're all vintage, but some of them are older and some of them are not older. So again, 5 to 7. Again, he's resin. The cardinals are something. Like anything, when you see something with cardinals on it, cardinals somehow drive price up a little bit. And this is Believe in the Miracle of Christ. I'm going to say maybe 5 to 10 on him. It could go a size 12. You never know. This one is made in Taiwan. It is definitely older. It has the Taiwan sticker under there. There it is. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. But it's a little metal train with like some things on it. It's painted red enamel. This will probably be more $10 to $12. It could go a size 15. It could go more than that, but we'll see if there's any listed that help me. So this is Merry Christmas, and it's got the 12 days of Christmas around the outside edge, and then your partridge in the pear tree. It's a brass ornament. It's from 1981. It says that at the top. I don't know if you can see, but it is not marked on the back though. So I'm going to say about, brass ones do really well. Sometimes up to $25. Even dated. So maybe 15, 20 because it's 12 days of Christmas, but could be less. This is a Avon ornament. It's crystal. It's still got the sticker. It's from 1989. Probably 5 to 7 because Avon doesn't sell great. But sometimes you find something that's a weirdo. So this is a I think they're called Johnny Jump Ups or something like that. They're jumping jacks. Or jumping jacks. They're called that too. This is wooden with a paper overlay of a Santa Claus toy maker, and it's in great condition. I don't know how old it is. It definitely isn't super new, but it's in great condition. It's just darling. So this one will probably go for close to $20. I would be surprised if it didn't actually, but you just never know. This one is just cute. Again, Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, but look at Joseph's hair. He looks Amish a little bit, I gotta say, but it's great. It's like that spaghetti hair. It's also resin, made in China, so probably from the 1980s. And again, probably 5 to 10. The cuteness factor drives the price a little bit sometimes. This one's really cute. Resin. It says joy with the baby Jesus in the O and the star over top. And it's a heart. Oh, again, 5 to 10. Yeah, that one's not going to do so well. That was the train. Okay. It's fine, but still not where I wanted it to end up. This is a Heaven's Bundles figurine. It's Andrew. These are so cute. He's got a little puppy dog with him. They're angels. I have another one of these, so I might just lot these guys together. They're nothing, you know, they're just cute little angels. I collect angels, so I'm driven. He's like praying with his puppy dog. Who couldn't love that? He's just sweet. So I picked him up because he was just sweet. And you know, when they're just sweet, you got to pick them up sometimes. This is called an ornament of faith. It's just like a little pewter ornament, a nativity angel. It's what it's called, 2009, and it's still in the new box. So still 5 to 7 probably. Then this one, this is interesting to me. It's so pretty. I think it's just like heavy cardboard that's embossed in gold, but it's got baby Jesus on this side, and then look at these 3 kings. They're just beautiful, super shiny. I'm gonna say probably 5 to 7, but it's just a really pretty ornament, and it's heavy. It's not super soft. So that is it for this particular video. I hope you saw some things that you liked. By all means, leave me a comment. Let me know what you saw, what you know, what you think's cool. You know, if you know something about something I don't know, by all means, share. I'm always interested about like where things came from, or oh yeah, you know, I had that when I was a kid. I love hearing that, you know, because that Humpty Dumpty reminds me of stuff I had when I was a kid. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, because that lets the algorithm for the YouTube people know that I'm, making things that people like. And that tends to make it pop up in people's feeds. So they'll want to watch it. And then more people will watch it. And then more people will follow. And then more people will see it. And then that's good. So the more, the better, It's not about monetization for me necessarily. But, it would be nice if the time it took for me to do this was compensated in some way. But that's not the objective, really. It's just, it's good because it lets people know about my business that's out there. It lets them know about the things that I'm doing as far as the other businesses are concerned. So when it gets me, this is more about getting me used to doing these kinds of things because I'm not comfortable doing them, and learning how to edit better. So it's more learning process for me. And bonus, I get to say hi to all you guys out there in the other areas of the country and let you know, what's going on with my little reselling business, if you care. And if you don't care, that's okay too. I get it. Everybody's in their own lane. But if you like it, do leave a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And subscribe. That way you'll know, you'll see it in your subscriptions when I have new stuff up. You can go in there and say, oh, I didn't see this one yet, and it will keep them all in there so you can find them. And you can go back and look at my older stuff too easily, other stuff that you haven't watched yet. So that's helpful as well. And if you hit the notification, which is the little bell, it'll let you know every time I post something new, which isn't tons, about once a week, sometimes twice a week. So it's not going to be like every day, 3 times a day you're getting notifications, because I know that would be annoying. And I would never get anything else done. I don't know how people do that. I'm sure that most people are doing that without any editing at all. They're just recording and sending it out for the most part. And that's great if you have that kind of talent or skill. But not me. I put the prices up. I don't really do too much, but I cut a little things here and there. And if I make some mistake in saying something, like the last video I did, I called a pattern something partially right, but I'll have to correct that when I edit the video. So that's what I do. Anyway, it's been great seeing you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Catch you on the next one.